Hey everybody, Robert here from Black Belt Gaming, continuing my playthrough of Zombicide Black Plague, quest number 1. My first time really dealing with necromancers, and I'm finding that necromancers are a bit more complicated than anything else so far. So in our first turn, we had the laboratory discovered, which spawned a necromancer. We did that. We brought in the necromancer, but we failed to bring in the necromancer's spawn token. That would have been there, and we would have had a spawn occur in this room. So I'm going to draw a zombie spawn card now, and that would have been one walker. So we're going to put a walker in there. So as the rest of the turn played out, it was Anne with her bloodlust that killed the necromancer. And I don't think I played that quite right. It's my first time using Anne. Bloodlust gives some free actions, but it's not all free. And I think I made a mistake with that. She would have spent one action to run into that room. She would have made an attack, and that would have all cost one action. So running in and attacking was not a free action from Bloodlust. It just means you get to move and attack as one action. So that would have been one. Her second action would have been a second strike on the necromancer because the first one missed. That killed the necromancer. And from what I understand of the rules now, that would have actually gotten rid of the necromancer's token. Then she took her next action and opened the door to the vault. But I kind of don't think that she would have done that. She probably would have attempted to attack the walker there. So I think what I'm going to do is replay her action, because I don't think I would have had her open the door if there had been a walker in that room. So I'm going to give her sort of a replay here to sort of rebalance the game and give her one attack on this walker, because I think that's what she would have done. So let's just take a d6, and we got a 3, and that's a miss. So not only did we not open the vault door, and she would not be in the vault now or even have the door open, a walker is in that room, and during the zombie phase, it would have attacked. So somebody needs to take a point of damage. Nellie has already suffered one from Baldrick's miscast, and so it needs to be Clovis or Anne that takes a point of damage. I guess I'm going to go ahead and have it be Anne. Anne's going to take a point. So now both of our ladies have 1 point of damage apiece. Then I think the rest of the turn we got pretty accurate. The other zombies would have moved into the room but been unable to attack. And then we have our zombie fatty party down the street, and we took care of that and got that straightened out. So I believe we are ready to begin our second turn with things pretty much set back where they should have been. So picking up turn or round number 2 here, turn 2, Clovis is the first player. Well, he's going to target the fatty. He's the one with the hammer. He can do the most damage. So for his first action, he's going to target the big guy. All right, 2 dice coming in. And we did get a 4 with one of those. That is good enough with the hammer here to strike and do 2 points of damage. There we go. We took down a fatty. Our first fatty of the game drops. And that's a point of experience for Clovis. Well, I think for his second action, sort of going into a battle frenzy, I think he's going to target one of the other walkers in there. Maybe the one that attacked Anne. 2 dice on the attack, and that is a kill. We took out the walker that had damaged Anne, and Clovis gets a second experience point. And I think for his last action, he'll target the remaining walker. And that is a miss. Well, we weren't 100% successful that turn, but still, that was a pretty good run, taking out a fatty and a walker out of that crowd. Baldric is next. I don't want him firing into the group anymore. I think I've learned my lesson about that. So I understand in maybe some desperate situations we may need to do that, but let's have him go 1, 2, 3 and prepare to use some of his ranged attacks on the necromancer and other walkers that may be roaming the streets down this way. All right, it is Anne's turn. The nun will turn her fury on the remaining walker there. First action, short sword, that is a miss. Second action, that is a miss. Go for it one more time. Ooh. Don't know what to say. Well, maybe getting wounded earlier is kind of freaking her out. She just whiffed 3 shots with her short sword against a shambling zombie there. Not good. We move on now to Samson. Samson's here. I need to remember he doesn't have the hammer this game. Very easy to confuse myself since he's got a hammer in his character model. Let's have him move into the room for his first action. And for his second action, why don't we have him? We need to pick up these objectives. Let's have him pick up the objective. He's going to pick that up. And that's going to get him 5 experience points. He's got 1 more action remaining. I would say, why don't we have him try to open the vault door? He's going to use his hammer. And no, sorry, he doesn't have the hammer. His short sword. So we're going with a 4 or higher. All right. Having terrible luck on here. Well, he just made a bunch of noise, but we didn't get that thing open. It is Silas's turn. He is in this room. There are no zombies present. Let's have him take a search action and see what he can find. Silas finds a torch. So I know this can ignite the dragon bile, but this is kind of cool. You get to draw 2 cards when searching. Do you get to keep both of them? I would assume so. Well, I would guess for his second action, we'll back up, and third action, we'll put him out here, also ready to deal with some of the approaching enemies. I'm a little worried about these fatties, though. We can't do enough damage to them. So the last character to go this turn is Nellie. Nellie is sitting at 5 experience points, wielding a short sword. And there is a walker in the room, so that's got to be her first action, is to attack the walker. Let's just change this little dice. Let's get another one. Let's get a different die. Wow, first action is a miss. Second is a kill. So that gets her a 6th experience point. Doesn't put her into the 7 yet. Once we hit 7, we go into the yellow range. So we'll take off this walker. And she has 1 action remaining. Why don't we do a search? We'll let her search one time. And she finds a great sword. Up close and personal here with 5 dice. A 5 or greater to hit, though. But man, 5 dice on the roll. Let's go ahead and let her equip that into her other hand. So she has a short sword as a backup. Guess we enter the zombie phase now. They see the allies down the street. So they're going to advance. Fatty moves 1, Necromancer, and the other Fatty moves 1. Then I think we head down the street, down to the south. We're going to advance 1, and I think that's all the zombies on the board. So we need to go to spawning now. So I'm trying to learn about spawning, and there seems to be a difference between street spawns and building spawns. So I'm trying to get the hang of how building spawns work, meaning that when you're spawning inside of these building zones, I think it works a little differently. But this is a street spawn, so let's draw one for whatever is up here to the north. And it looks like we've got 2 walkers up there. They come stumbling down the road. Over here, we've got 2 zones. And I believe we go ahead and take both of these zones over here. So we'll draw one, and we get a double spawn. So I guess what we do is the street zone isn't going to spawn anything, but the Necromancer zone is going to spawn potentially 2 cards. So let's see what comes out. We're in the blue, so we have a no one, but we need to draw one more. And a single walker. Well, that really wasn't so bad. So a single walker back there coming out of the Necromancer spawn. So then we go down to the south, and down here, we need to draw a card. And we have a runner. This is I guess our first runner of this game. And I think the bad thing is they activate twice. So he's on the board now. I think that's about it. We just clean up any noise tokens we made. And I think that's it. So as we end the turn, we've got 2 characters wounded. Both of our female characters have taken a point of damage. And the first player marker, it's going to go to Baldric as we head into turn 3.